And good afternoon. Russ Mitchell in studio today with the gang. In case you have not heard, today is Election Day in Ohio. Voters will be heading to the polls to weigh several key races, some of which will be more competitive than others. Joining me now is 3 News contributor and editor-at-large for Partners at Signal Cleveland, our old buddy Mark Namick. Mark, it's good to see you.
Good afternoon, Russ.
Kind of a drama-free day in most of these races, but let's talk about some. Let's begin locally.
Yeah, I think looking at Cuyahoga County Council, we're going to have a new face on that. Sonny Simon, who represents District 11, which includes a number of eastern suburbs, is not running because she's seeking a judge job. So we'll have, for sure, a new Democratic candidate there, and that is a very Democratic-leaning district, so likely that person will be the next representative. I think there's also a little bit of worth watching in District 3 in County Council. That's Marty Sweeney. He's been around for a long time, a former longtime city council president. He has 2 challengers in the Democratic Party, which is unusual, but I think given his party backing, he should be there. But then let's look at the state Ohio House races that touch on Cleveland. And there are 3 that will have new people because people are term limited out. That's 18, 19, and 20. So parts of Cleveland pushing towards the eastern suburbs. There is one race in particular, 19. The endorsed candidate by the Democratic Party is Nicole Sergetson. She's had some drama over some comments she made during the war in Gaza that were perceived as being anti-Semitic that she has apologized for. What's interesting there is she represents Solon in some very areas that have high populations of Jewish voters in, and so she's been trying to address that, and it has become an issue in that race.
Let's talk about some of the state races right now. Of course, the governor's race, we're talking about the primary, both sides. Not uncontested, but both expected to win. Yeah,
look, we're seeing it in the ads already. They're looking to November, you know, on these races. I think you're seeing a little bit of drama in the Republican side for governor, right? Vivek Ramaswamy has an opponent who's really been doing a campaign around social media that's kind of brought up, tried to touch on really the race issue, that he's an Indian American. But Ramaswamy's already looking ahead, you know, you see it in the ads, to run against Amy Acton, who's unopposed on the Democratic side.
Looking at the Secretary of State's race, what do you think?
The Democratic side's been fun. You have Allison Russo, who's a longtime Democratic Party member, ran for the state, was Ohio House member currently, running against Brian Hambly, who is a doctor from Cincinnati that's just really made some inroads with Democratic Party activists, been using his own money in the race. So that one's been worth watching on the Democratic side.
Let's look ahead to November, if we can. As we said, of course, the candidates expected to be Vivek Ramaswamy and Amy Acton. Just how rough and tumble is that race expected to get?
You're going to see huge amounts of money poured in by special interest groups, and both candidates themselves have been raising at a pretty good clip. I think around $5 million just in the most recent quarter. And again, Ramaswamy has said he'd put his own money in. He is a billionaire, on paper at least, and I think that will draw money. You know, he's a proxy for Donald Trump. He had got that endorsement early, and I think it is surprising that this race, when you look at a majority of polls, is as close as it is. We are a Republican state, so that does favor him, but I think you're going to see a lot of stuff around COVID, over affordability and other issues being exploited in that.
And we didn't get to the Senate race. Of course, Sherrod Brown and John Hughes did pretty cut and dry there, we're thinking.
Yeah, that race is already looking ahead to November.
All right, Mark Namick, it's good to see you.
Thank you, Russ.
Thanks so much. And a reminder now, make sure you tune in tonight for the Ohio Votes election show. It will be streaming on the WKYC app. We'll have live election results coverage from the time the polls close at 7:30 until 11 p.m. that you can catch us here on Channel 3 News. That's free as well, by the way. We have a basketball game tonight, so we could be a few minutes late. You can download that app for free and watch as well. And at 5:48 on this Tuesday afternoon, that's all from this desk for now. Jay and Betsy, back to you.